Hello, everyone. Welcome to Multiversal Studios. I am Aiden, the creator of the latest site slash game, Multiversal or Multiversal. Sorry, have some weird. I keep thinking I say it wrong, and then I say it wrong after I try to pronounce it. Multiversal Simulation Maker. It is where you get to simulate anything you want, whenever you want, however you want. Now, this is just the earlier versions. This is actually pretty much the best we're gonna get because it seems like when we try to edit one thing, it messes everything up. Just to show you a little example of what this is this is the simulated story that you could get. Um, Now, just to give you a little idea, all this is generated by the story that is given, plot, rules, mapping, storyline, characters, teams, relationships, simulated editor. Now, one thing I want to mention when you're making a simulation or a story, whatever you want to call it, when it says everyone is dead. Now, look, this is a non death game, no death, and they're all dead. It does not mean they're dead. It just means they're off screen. Why it says they're dead is something I don't know. A big part of it is when we used it at websim.com. So, if you don't know what that site is, it's where you get to use AI and your own creativity to make a site or game, and um, that's partially why. When we said make sure to show who's on screen and who wasn't, this is one way they decided, hey, they're off and on screen. Don't worry, they are not gonna be always dead. Well, if they actually die, they will stay this way. So yeah. But when they're on screen, they'll be alive. It's just how it works. For you might also see eliminated, and this site's not only for death reasons. They are also meant for game competition simulation, death game, death battle, battle royal, adventure quest, survival, and other. You can pretty much make wherever, whatever. But here's all templates of different games, competitions, and death games, survival situations. Meant for entirely your choice. You can also make a custom and save the preset name for different times a game. Um, Mapping. This is where you make your locations and add the image with it, so you get a good visual. I'm gonna drop kick myself. Come on. Visualization like this. Back end, you can very barely see it, but back here is the Stark Tower, showing that it's in the city. That would be this one. So this is a copied version off that. Um, but you also get to decide the name. The name and the type of location it is don't matter. They're the same thing. You can have like one F33 and then like some random code up here, then have your name. It doesn't matter. This is really the only one that matters. It doesn't matter. The image you can import can be any URL. It doesn't matter. Hazards, enemy and entities you'll find. So like zombies and enemy survivors, and then lore and description, like any extra details you want. And for the raft, if you know Marvel, the raft is like the prison. And here I have a jail floating in the ocean, away from zombies on land. So yeah, this means whenever it's in the raft location, it will ensure that no zombies will get to on land, but zombies from water. Like if you know who Neymar is in Marvel, you know he's like the Aquaman. So water zombies will clearly be able to get to don't worry, AI will know and take all that. Just to let you know, plot, rules and templates, mapping, and storyline are all affecting the characters that are created. They'll affect the creator, the characters. I mean, and when they're generated. And this is one of my favorite parts. Steve Rogers. If you let's say for example you generate Steve Rogers, Captain America, he won't just generate as a normal character. He will generate as if he's been in the zombie apocalypse. I'm gonna show you. Oh shoot, that was quick. But let's see. Is it the right? Okay. So here you can see it is showing that he is in a zombie apocalypse. And yeah, the story will adapt the characters generated to its ways. So like Tony Stark, even as all of them will be generated, Image will not be, sadly. And Thor Odinson, oh my god. And in this one, the story has created him to be a broken king. So, like, he lost Asgard, and he is now leading the new Asgard on Earth inside of a mountain, and just a shadow of his former self. Yeah, it's amazing how they go with these characters. They make them into a different style. Of course, if you don't want them like that, like you want them to be happy and joyful, then go right ahead. You can always just have them changed in this box called the generation modifier. It's where you get to make any version of your character. You can make them happy, you can make them sad, you can make them coldly depressed. Doesn't matter. You can make them anything you want. It's just a way of like, hey, I want Thor to be less broken and more happy. Yeah, you can make him that way, and sometimes it will mix the plot and roles and stuff up here, and mix them with that, making it kind of like an even match. But it really depends on how much detail you typed on, is how much it affects the character alongside the plot. And let me show you an example. Let's do Zombified. Zombified Steve Rogers. Boom. This will generate him as a zombie now, and it will describe him as an infected, and then all that. Let me just erase the original Steve Rogers now. Captain Zombie, I like that. Steve Rogers, once a pinnacle of human fitness, is now a horrifying mockery of his former self. His once blue, vibrant eyes is now milky white, devoid of nah, not reading all that. But here, all this stuff here is now just a zombie version of him, and it generates all these paragraphs, and it's very detailed, because it just goes through from the wiki, which is here, and goes through all this within seconds, and it will generate a story for you. Personally, whenever I make Marvel stuff, I like to use both the cinematic universe and the comic version, because it depends on how much I want the story characters to be in depth. Now, next up, we have the teams. These are the alliances or teams you'll be seeing in the game. Now, rules and templates. If, let's say, for example, you did Hunger Games, they will show 12 teams, one boy, one girl on each team. You can choose which. It doesn't have to be one boy and girl. It's just preferred. And Total Drama, same thing. It is Survivor, yeah. These affect, but because it's zombie survival, you can have as many teams as you want. These are teams I already added. Yeah. And relationships. This is for whenever I want to add a profile to the character. I didn't mean to switch that tab, but yeah. Wanda Maximoff's character is in here. She was supposed to be in here, but I deleted her. But she is here in this one, and I had to delete her because it was running out of space, and I wanted to have space to show. But either way, she's somewhere. Yeah, Queen did here. Boom. I prefer adding images, even knowing they don't show up at all when you do simulations. I like to use it because I like the visualization of having the character's face on there, just so I know, like, the feeling of the story. I like to go for a visual idea even when it's a text-based story. Now, I gotta go to storyline. Now, storyline is like, hey, I want this event to happen in the story without gambling that it could happen and could not happen. This is just like forcing an event that is going to happen in the story. Now, there's another one like this one's small global events examples. I prefer using this over this. There's also one in Sim Editor and Run here. This one I don't use it because it's less idea. It just I'm not putting that. You can use all three. They all work fine. It's just this one is more likely to actually get it to be shown as at the exact moment you want it. So what I mean by that is like this one has requirements where you can have like, hey, Yelena must have a pistol before she actually does this event. And you can also have phase name and like when you want to, and if there's no requirement, you can also it will happen immediately. Like, hey, I want Tenya and Yelena to fight Black Widow, and you want it to happen ASAP. Just type it down, go to Sim Editor, and press next page, or start simulation, depending if you want it to start the simulation. You can also have it like block 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, events after one another. Um, that would be cool. It's not bad doing it that way, but um, I would once the event is over, I would personally just delete the event so you don't like get mixed up because we don't want to accidentally have it going again. So I would prefer deleting the event before it has a chance to happen again. Um, Not saying it will, but in case, because AI is like a gamble. But you also got the ending style. Like, how do you want the story to end? Do you want the survivors to find the stones and beat Wanda, or do you want them to lose and die? Can this thing stop opening? My gosh. Okay, wait, and then relationships. This is one. Okay, so this is where you decide on the relationships between characters. I like to have one. I like a characters of like I like to set it up before and then have it slowly. Yeah. So let's look here. So we got Markiplier. Yes, I put him in the simulation, and Peter Quill. Permanent. This means that they will guarantee stay best friends forever. If it's off, it doesn't mean they're gonna stop being best friends. It just means that there's not 100% guarantee they stay that way. There's also family related, meaning their family doesn't have they like any family, it doesn't matter. It means they will never romantically fall in love, and it will mean that they will permanently be. It also means permanently, but it gives it it just shows who's related to who. Um, and for romance, you can also have. Let's see, where is it? But you can also have like a develop into love through the story. So I mean, through the story, two characters will start falling in love throughout the story. Won't happen immediately, unless you have a forced event say so. But it will gradually get more romantic through the story. Um, yeah, that's pretty much all these pages. But I also gonna show you one of my other favorite parts with the character page. And that is the import and export character. Now, I'm going to show you how to export, and that's real simple. Press this button, export character. Boom. Doesn't look like anything. Well, it will upload to your file, and I've downloaded a lot of characters today. And yes, I did make a zombified Captain earlier, but this is a cooler name, Captain Zombie. And an import character. I have all these characters here, anime or game characters. I just like having characters as like a little idea. Now let's go with Paige Guthrie. She is a X-Men character, and she talks about sexy men a lot. Just to learn. Um, don't know why I had to alert you of that, but I just saw that on her wiki page, and I was like, hey, maybe mention this. But either way, it is now time for the simulation moment. Up here, you can decide the death intensity. However, you want high and brutal, like a character's gonna die every few pages. Low and rare, where it's a rare moment someone dies, but it's not impossible. Medium is just medium. They will happen. They die every now and then. Main character, pick the main character you want. So let's just go with Tony Stark. Why not? And danger toggles, other deadly hazards, zombies, monsters. That I don't know why the raft The raft's dial detail is being copied into other spots. And that doesn't happen. That only happened this one time, oddly enough. But saves him. That saves, and then yeah. Now and then let's just start simulation. Now, don't worry. When characters are not supposed to be there, they'll automatically kick them out to simulate it. But yeah. Again, just to let you know, it does not mean he is dead. It just means he's not in shot. He is not important to the scene because there's no zombie present in the scene, unless there is, and I'm not. Sorry, I have been frickin' talking nonstop. I am. Oof. Now, it should give you a story, and then let's go with, let's just, this was an accidentally, a storyline. Same thing, boom, and I'll add a block, and let's just type in, battle, and then Tony fights zombie Captain America. It's a epic, explosive battle. Now, it will save automatically, and then next page. It depends. Sometimes if the story is not following the right, it won't like quite go along with what you with the event. It depends on like if it's like, hey, this event means there's supposed to be like they're on the ground and doing dance stuff, but the characters are in the plane and the simulation. It won't quite let this your force simulation happen until they're actually ready to. So don't be surprised if they don't happen immediately. They just have to, be ready for it. Now, okay, so here's another thing. So when you force small, that was my mistake where I left Yelena's name here and Tenya. The issue here's what happened. Because I left their name in here, the AI is thinking that there's two new characters that they didn't explain yet. So added them into the source, meaning you see how there's no Tenya and Yelena here. You don't see them, right? They are down here. This isn't just an add-on that you have to be detailed. You have to make sure everything's right, and yeah, or else it's not gonna look good. Now, I have made a whole story using this, and I will Google. Okay, okay. I should have had this up already, but here. This is a story that was created about Minecraft. A bunch of these characters surviving. Boom, boom, boom. With a bunch of these characters from a different universe. All these, and it's a 17-page story. Um, it's not bad. It's a pretty detailed and pretty cool simulation, and I highly suggest using it. It is. I'll show you how to get to it. It is on my. If you go to YouTube and this is not my YouTube, is it? Well, this is, but like people watch on my YouTube all the time, so do not yell at me for what you see here. Not my fault. Now you go to my channel and you see all these links. You have my FNAF fan game, that is, you have Multiversal Studios, or Multiverse Studios, and Simulation Maker. For some reason, YouTube does not let me link the site directly to YouTube. That is, I don't know why. It just doesn't. But you can just go through Simulation Maker, go to the page of games. This is my site. You can see my sexy face up there, and then you can look through images, or if it'll let you look through, it does not. And then you can go here, and you can see link. Boom. Give it a moment. This will not show up on your page. It will show empty because your past simulation will always pop up, unless it was an empty simulation, but always. It is not fully loaded until this is loaded in. So if you don't see those load, export, import, then it's not loaded fully. Give it a moment. And that's all. I would like to thank all of you for watching, and just enjoy the game.